What's up, guys? We're back at it with more Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to be doing a cargo hop down in Mexico. We're flying from Mexico City up to Guadalajara. Actually, it's going to be Santa Lucia, the new airport in Mexico City, to Guadalajara. So it should be a really nice trip. We're going to be flying in the iniBuilds A300 for AeroUnion, which is I guess it's like a charter cargo company down there. Should be a great trip. You couldn't ask for a better day to fly. This is real weather. This is based on a real life flight. TNO 7002, so it should be great. Like, I'm really looking forward to it, and you can't ask for a more picturesque area to fly. So a little bit hazy today, but otherwise really nice. All right, let's go ahead and hop in the airplane, and we'll see about getting her up and running. All right, we're in the plane. Let's get our batteries going. 1, 2, and 3. Let's get ground power going because that is available. Let's get no smoking on auto. Flight recorder ground control, we'll get that on, and we'll align our INS 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and get the oxygen 2, get that. I'm not sure what those do, if they even have an effect on anything, but we're going to hit them just to be safe. Everything else looks good. We'll do nav and logo to 1 to let people know that the plane is manned, right? It's crewed and we're doing things on here. I was going to do this on VATSIM. Like, it really doesn't matter because there's nothing going on in VATSIM down here. I wanted to do it just in case, but the voice server has an error, and there's a big outage with AT&T right now across the country, so I don't know if that has something to do with it or what, but either way, VATSIM's a no-go right now, so we'll do it without. We've done it plenty times before. All right, I think we've got everything up and running for what we need right now. Let's go to SimBrief, or let's import our flight plan. Let's go to My Flights, and let's do import from SimBrief. That looks good. So we're flying from MMSM, so that's Santa Lucia. It's a new airport on the outskirts of Mexico City. I guess it's a joint Air Force base or something, but it's a new airport. And we're going to be flying to MMGL, which is Guadalajara, so it should be a nice flight. We're going to be flying the OVAG 1 Ovago departure, UTI 123 to Aluvo, and then Aluv 1B arrival, which is really foreign to me. Like, I don't do a whole lot of flying outside of like the continental United States, so we've flown down here before a few times, but it's been a minute, right? We'll go to weights and balance. Let's import from SimBrief. Update. So a little over 100,000 pounds of cargo. We'll apply that to the aircraft. This should only be like a 50-minute flight. I mean, like flying time, right? Not just doing all this. This is going to take a hot minute. Block fuel. Okay, it's all right. It's fuel in the airplane. That's looking good. All right, I think that's all good. Let's go ahead and clear you out and clear that. Let's go to menu. Let's go to ACARS. And we'll go SimBrief, and it should just automatically, populate. There we go, MMSM to MMGL. Cruising at flight level 340. Let's do a cost index of 35. We'll do 35 on the cost index. There we go. And the flight ID is going to be TNO 7002. Once again, this is based on a real life flight. AeroUnion's been around for a long time from what I can tell. I don't know a whole lot about them, but they've been around for a long time. And it seems like it was a lot more prominent of a company back in the day, like 10 or 15 years ago. Like, they only have like 3 planes now, the A300 and maybe 2 767s. They used to have a whole bunch of A300s, and they flew all over. Like, from what I can tell, like in the United States, they fly to LAX, and that's pretty much it. Back in the day, they would fly to O'Hare, they would fly to JFK, they flew all over, but it almost kind of seems like the company's on its way out. Maybe for whatever reason, I really don't know. Let's go to init. Let's go next page. There we go. Block fuel is going to be 28.3. Plug that in. Sometimes that doesn't want to select right. There we go. 28.30 fuel. 278.5. And our zero fuel CG is going to be 30.7. All right, that all seems to be good to go. Let's look at our flight plan here. Let's see what we got. MMSM. I don't know, like, what runway are we going to be taking off over here, actually. You know what? Let's check that out really fast. Let's go Navigraph. Pull these up. Let's go airport. And airport, I don't think it's, yeah, okay, it's this one. So, yeah, all right, we're over here at the passenger terminal. There's actually a cargo area and everything. There's a cargo apron, but this is some little freeware scenery that I got somewhere, and it doesn't have the cargo apron, unfortunately, at least from what I could tell. So we're going to be flying from the passenger terminal. It's fine. Like, they can load cargo down here too. It looks like we're going to be taking off on Force Center. Wow, 14,764. I guess is for those hot, like, I don't know what the altitude is here. What is the altitude here? 7362. Yeah, this is higher than Denver, so no wonder they've got 14,000 foot runways, because this is a big cargo airport now, right? Like, there's a lot of cargo flights in and out of here. So I guess when you have like those really hot muggy days, they had the long runways because they're taking off at such a high altitude. Wow, yeah, 7,000 feet, man. Yeah, I think Mexico City proper is like 8,000 feet, right? That airport, I think so. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think so. So we're going to take off on Force Center. Force Center, let's do OVOG 1. Is that what we're doing? Let's double check. Let's go ahead and pin this real fast. And let's go back. Ovago UT1 OVOG 1J. It's not showing me the option for that. These departures and arrivals down here always kind of trip me up a little bit, to be honest. Like, I don't fully understand them. It's a little different system than what I'm used to, right? Let's go plan mode and let's double check this. Let's make sure this is all okay. Yeah, it seems like we just take off and we roll out the opposite direction, and then we hit SM 520. 520, 530. Okay. That's what it gave us. That's what we're going to go with, all right? Like, I don't know what else to do. All right, let's go ahead and close all this out. Let's go down to Guadalajara. Guadalajara, we're going to be landing on runway 29. ILS, runway ILS 229. See, that's so weird to me. Like, I don't understand it. It doesn't compute, but I think we're going to be doing the ULove 1B. No transitions to final, straight to final on the ILS. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Be good for testing purposes, right? Seems like it's going to be okay. Let's go through and let's double check our route here, make sure everything looks good. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much exactly what we need and exactly what I saw in Navigraph. All right, so that's all good. Let's do takeoff calculations here. Let's go to performance. We're doing runway 4. Right, where's Force Center at? There we go. Runway 4 center. Let's sync that up. Wind is calm. 0, yeah, 0. Altimeter 3042. We could do air conditioning on. We absolutely don't need anti-ice. Let's see what this looks like. 162, 164. Wow, yeah, this is like the highest speeds I think I've ever seen in this plane taking off. V2 at 168. Holy crap. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder they have a 14,000 foot room. It's almost 15,000 feet. No wonder. All right, so it's going to be 162, 164, and 168. We'll plug that in. 162, 164, And then we got to get 168 up here. Let's go ahead and get this stuff going. There you go. That all looks good. All right, let's do 168. I hope they got this plane fixed. I do love this airplane. It's my favorite. Even with all the problems that it's had, the little bugs and stuff that it's had here and there. It hasn't been anything like too major, but it's been an inconvenience. 223 plus 20 is going to be 243. We'll put him in there. There we go, 243. Let's look at our departure once again. Let's go back to Navigraph. Departure. 4 left, 4. Yeah, I guess this is going to be it right here, maybe. 520. Okay. Yeah, we need to look at our constraints here, right? We need to see what our constraints are. Top altitude for this departure is going to be initial climb. Time on course is 045 to SM501. 045 to SM501. What is the top climb? It does not say. From SM501, continue to the waypoints, altitudes, and tracks shown. So it doesn't give you an initial climb, really. Like, you just automatically just start climbing to meet the waypoints, I guess. So I guess at SM530, we got to be above 15,000 feet. Rakim, we got to be below flight level 250. And at S4, we got to be above 210. Yeah, kind of a little bit of a tricky, like, you have to kind of pay attention. Hopefully we'll do this right. We'll do it some justice. But man, there's lots of notes on this, right? Maximum 250 knots. Arturo 1C, X3 1C, Iklin 1C, maximum of 210 knots. So that doesn't apply to us. That's going the other direction. Yeah, it doesn't really make it. Minimum safe altitude is like 15,700 feet, man. Okay, so we got to go 045 heading up to at least 15,000 feet, right? If not higher than that. 045 heading up to 15,000 feet. Let's put that in real fast. Let's do 045. Let's hit shift, see if we can get this go a little faster. 045, there we go. Go up to 15,000 for now, initial. 15,000 feet on that. Let's set our decision height. You do -5. It's something about the Airbus A300 they did, like for the GPWS or something, I'm guessing. All right, that all looks good. I think that is all set. Altimeters are set 3442. It looks like maybe let's uncage this guy. Landing elevation for Guadalajara is going to be, let's check this out. Yeah, not that. Is there not just a regular airport map? There we go. No? Airport info. There we go. Landing elevation. What is Guadalajara's landing elevation? That's going to be over here, 5,013 feet. Man, you just don't realize how high some of these places are, right? Like, I think that's higher than Denver too, right? I think it is. I thought Denver was right at 5,000 feet, maybe a hair over. I feel like I need special qualifications to fly down here in Mexico. All right, it is 5,013, so we'll set 5,000. All right, that all looks good. Let's go back up here, and fueling is complete, so we'll turn seatbelt signs on. This other stuff looks good. That's all good. Let's get strobes armed. Get the galley power going. Absolutely got to have the galley power. It's a big part of the freight dogs, right? Eating and drinking coffee, that sort of thing. Let's get fuel pumps going. Nice. We'll get window heaters. We'll leave the probe heat off right now. We've got we got to arm our emergency lights. Those are armed. All right, I think all this looks good. Let's go ahead and get the APU going, master own, and start hits. And we should see the APU start coming up shortly. Then we can ditch the ground power, and we're just going to throw in some kind of squawk code. It doesn't matter, right? Like, we're not on VATSIM. I don't know what's going on with their voice server this morning, but we'll make it work. I think that's all good. All right, we'll just wait on the APU to come up. You see it is coming up. There we go. Let's go ahead and do our flex temp. Flex temp is going to be 58 and 2 degrees nose down. Flex takeoff, let's do 58. Let's set that. 58, nice. And we'll do 2 degrees nose down. It's pretty much always 2 degrees nose down. I don't think I've ever done anything in this plane where it wasn't 2 degrees nose down. Like, every single flight is 2 degrees nose down. It doesn't, it seems like weight's irrelevant. It doesn't quite make sense to me, but so map mode on this guy. What is our APU doing? Our APU is up and running. It is available, so now we can get APU bleed going, and we can ditch external power. There we go. External power is now off, and let's go back over here for EFB and do ground equipment. Let's arm all the doors. Let's remove the door chocks, and let's remove the ground power unit, and we'll push back and get ready to taxi out of here. See what she's looking like. Beautiful, beautiful airplane. Man, I love this scheme, right? Like, that is a really, really sharp looking scheme on this plane. In fact, let's get another screenshot of this thing. Looks really good. All right, that's good. Let's hop back in. And I guess we can push back. We'll push back. We'll turn our tail to the right. There we go. All right, pushing us back. Like I said, we'll point our tail to the right here in just a second. Let's go ahead and get number 2 started. That'll do its thing. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and start going to the right. Nice. All right, engine's coming up. N2s through 13. I think we got to get it to 23. I saw somewhere someone said 23, so that's what we'll go with. There we go, 24. All right, number 2 is coming up. Let's go straight back just a little bit here. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and hit stop. Let's set the parking brake. Parking brake is now set. Number 2 is coming up nicely. We'll let her finish up, and then we'll get number 1 and we'll be set. All right, 63% into on number 2. That's looking good. Let's go ahead and get number 1. Number 1's coming up in 2 through 5%. Here 23, we'll add the fuel. You can add, like, I've added fuel as low as 15 on this airplane. It's done fine. Like, I've seen a few different numbers on it, but someone said that a real A300 pilot said it was 23, so that's what we go with. You never know. And we got the other tug coming up for some reason out here. I don't know. We've got like dual tugs. Who knows why? I need GSX. Like, I think that would be the best way to go. But you know what? We can fix that. Let's go to ground and at ground services. Pushback, stop. We don't need another pushback. No, we're good. Stop, please. Just go. Just go. Just go. We don't need another pushback. We're fine. All right. Is our other engine up and running? Is number one doing good? Because the pushback tugs got me like all jacked up now. It's not how you want to start your flight. All right. 63.3%. That's good. Let's go ahead and arm the speed brakes. Get flaps set. Flaps and slats are coming down. That looks good. And I want to say we're good to go. Let's do transponder on. Center that. I'm not going to do weather radar. Obviously, we don't need anything for that, right? Like, this is an absolute gorgeous day. You couldn't ask for a better day today than that. Go direct. All right, I think we're set. APU is running. Parking brakes set. Seat belts are on. No smoking zone. Let's go ahead and kill the APU. APU bleed off. APU master off. Let's go ignition back to off. We don't need continuous. Nose light taxi. Let's do turn off lights and a wing light on. We didn't do our beacon. That was bad. Okay, so we got beacon now. We should have done that to begin with, but all right, flaps and slats are 15. That's looking good. Speed brake is armed. We'll do our auto brake in a second when we hold short. So let's knock the parking brake off. And let's get out of here. Let's head to force center. Give her a little power. There we go. Now she's moving. This plane is a blast, so I can't... For me, I can't brag on it enough, even with the bugs. Like, the worst bug that I've seen with this plane, and they got it fixed pretty quick, was the LNAV bug. Like, the vertical speed, that wasn't good either, but you could kind of work around it a little bit, right? Like, you could either do profile or level change, or you could just try to deal with the vertical speed, but it really sucked. But, you know, to me, like, your basic autopilot functions like LNAV and vertical, especially vertical speed, altitude hold, you know, speed hold, that sort of thing, like, those have to be rock solid, right? Like, there's just that's unwavering, right? They have to be dead on. Those are the most basic functions of an airliner as far as the autopilot. And when you're doing, like, we're all single pilot operators, right? Like, we've got to have those to help with the workload. You know, it's really imperative that you have those to be able to put the plane on autopilot and be able to kind of like put your attention to other things. So, you know, that it's unfortunate that they had those bugs in the autopilot, but hopefully they'll have them fixed and it'll turn out to be a great airplane. It flies really good. It looks really good. It honestly, it hand flies better than probably pretty much any airplane that I've flown, except maybe for the PMDG, you know. But where is our runway at? Right here. Okay. I was like, where's it at? All right, we need to hop back in. There we go. It kind of threw me off for a second. I thought it was going to be further down here, and it's actually right up here. Yeah, it hand flies really good. Like, it feels good on the controls. And, you know, that's like how a plane flies and feels to you is highly, highly subjective. I mean, you've got so many different settings and sensitivities for your controllers, and then your joystick. Like, my joystick is going to be way different than most everyone else's. My joystick is 20-something years old, like 24 years old, so, or 22 years old. So, you know, it's highly, highly subjective as far as how an airplane flies from person to person. It may fly great for me, but it may fly like crap for someone else, you know, and it would probably even fly better with like a yoke or something, a nice yoke. But I like it. I like the airplane. I don't have many problems with it. My biggest problems was the autopilot issues that they've had, but it seems like they get those resolved pretty quick, which is good. All right, let's get up here and we'll hold short for a second. All right, there we go. Let's do landing lights. All right, I think that is good. Let's get probe heat going. Probe heat is on. I guess we could have done that when we started taxiing, but we waited a little bit. And let's do our takeoff configuration. Takeoff test normal. That is a lifesaver. If you don't do flows and checks and stuff like that, at least do that. Like, that is muy importante. It has saved Spur's butt many times. Seatbelts are on, no smoking on, the landing lights are extended, so I think we're ready to go. We're going to climb out 243 knots to 15,000 feet on a heading of 045 initially, and then we'll go, we'll activate the autopilot and start climbing out on profile mode. So let's do heading select first, and we'll do profile. That should be set. All right, guys, let's go. Let's get out of here. Hopefully this is going to be a good flight. So we're not using track IR. I feel like on an airline flight with track IR, like, it gets a little swimmy, if that makes sense. Like, there's lots and lots of little head movements and stuff, and I can deal with that more in like DCS in a fighter, because in a fighter there's already so many movements and stuff like that with those planes. But with this plane, not so much, right? I think it's a little bit over the top sometimes. That's why I don't do track IR anymore in the airliners. Nice, lined up, looking good. Let's hold the brakes. Let's run the power up. Did a 40%. All right, looks good. Let's go ahead and hit takeoff thrust. All right, guys, let's blast off. She sounds so good. Man, this is like one of the best sounding airplanes I think I've ever flown. All right, it is hot and heavy, and we're high altitude. This is gonna be our longest takeoff roll ever in this airplane, probably period, honestly. Like, V2 is like 168. All right, we're through 100 knots. There we go, V2, rotate. Sweet, we're off. Positive rate, gear up. All right, flaps up. Leave the slats out for a bit. She is climbing heavy, that is for sure. Yeah, I can feel it. Like, it definitely feels like it. Nice. All right, there we go. Back down. Following the flight director. Now speed's coming up. Let's go ahead and engage autopilot. And she's going to roll out on course. As soon as we get through 220 knots, we'll get slats up. Slats are cleaned up, looking good. Sweet. All right, she's heading to SM1, and then she'll turn on course to our next waypoint. Beautiful, right? Look at that. Hazy. It's really hazy in Mexico City right now. Yeah, it sure is. I don't know. Is that haze or is that smog? It could very well be smog, right? Doesn't seem like she's wanting to turn on. Nope, she's not. So, oh, it's on heading. Never mind. It needs to be on nav mode. We need to go direct and then go to SM20. SM520. All right, let's do that. All right, now she'll do her thing. All right, we're through 10,000 feet. We're going to leave the landing lights on. This is Mexico City. It's kind of busy airspace, right? We'll probably leave it on until 18,000 feet. I think it's got to be, is it 10,000 AGL or MSL? As far as the landing lights. Like, you see a lot of different things about that, right? Like, some people say, some airlines say they don't turn them off until 18,000. Some do it at 10,000. It just varies. For me personally, like, especially on VATSIM, if I'm taking off out of a congested terminal, right, or airspace like Chicago or DFW, Atlanta, something like that, I'll leave them on, but till 18,000. All right, let's go ahead and let's do. I think our next climb is going to be... So we got to find that departure. Force center, there we go. At or above 15,000 feet for 530, below 25,000 feet for Rakim. I guess that's Rakim or Rackham. But we'll do 24. All right, I think that looks good. Nice. Now it doesn't look nearly as hazy, right? It's kind of cleared up a little bit. Oh, back that way it does. Never mind. Never mind. I take that back. It is extremely hazy here. Oh, it's such a good looking airplane, is it not? Like, I just love that scheme. The red and the black looks really good. It's a shame there's not more of them around. All right, so we're fixing to roll out on course. We'll level out at 24,000 feet. She seems to be doing okay, right? Like, one of the first bugs this plane had was the LNAV bug, where she just wouldn't do LNAV at all, but it seems like that's still working good. I learned my lesson, though, on this airplane. All right, we're almost through 18,000 feet. What is transition altitude here? That's actually a good question. I don't know. I'm assuming 18,000. We're going to go with 18,000. All right, let's go ahead and set altimeter. Go standard, and let's do this guy right there. I want to say 18. It could be different, but we're going with 18. All right, she's climbing out on profile mode, but she's not, her speed is not, like she should go to, like at least 300 knots. Usually she'd climb out at like 320. Let's do level change. I don't know if that's a new bug. Like usually in profile mode, she would always climb out at, 320. She picks her speed up. Yeah, okay. She is picking her speed up. Let's get our landing lights off. Alright, so we got that. Put those on instead of auto. Speed brakes not armed. Let's get landing gear off. That looks good. Yeah, that's kind of interesting how she did the speed. I've never seen her do that before. Usually in profile, she just, as soon as she gets over 10,000 feet, she kind of levels out and then increases speed to 320. I think the actual climb profile for this plane is 300, but she would do 320, and like this time she didn't. Well, either way, we'll see. All right. We're heading to SM520. SM520 is a max of 230 knots. Never mind. I guess she was climbing. Yeah, she was climbing out on profile because of that speed restriction. So that's Spur's bad. Like, I messed that up. I goofed that up, right? This is supposed to be 230. So she was doing exactly what she was supposed to do. I totally goofed that up. I goofed that up myself. It's not to say that they couldn't, like, release you from that constraint, right? In real life, like, they say, you know, max speed or whatever. But okay, so that makes sense. That's exactly why she was climbing out so slow, is because she had that 230 knots maximum constraint at SM520. SM530 is going to be above 15,000 feet. And then we got to be below 25,000 feet at Rackham. And at S4, we got to be above flight level 210. We need to fly out of here a few times, and we can eventually kind of nail this, right? We'll get used to it. See, it's what I don't understand. This is max 250. I guess it's going this way, right? But then it says max 210. Arturo, Axiri, and Ickland max 210. But it says max 250, so that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand that. But so for us, it was a max of 230. All right. You know what? That's fine. We got it. We're good. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's pin this just in case if we need it some more. And let's go to our arrival. All right. It's this one. Okay. Yeah. It's this one right here. This is the one. Uluvo at or above 200, flight level 200. We got to hit GL 802 at 14,000. That's a hard number. 803, 14,000. So we fly the ARC at 14,000. Then we descend to 9,000, and then we pick up the ILS into Guadalajara. I've been watching this arrival on FlightAware like several times. Different aircraft coming in, and I've seen them fly this pattern, but it seems like they clear them off of it direct to plate at different points. So they may not come all the way up here to 805. They may come to 804 and then go to plate, or they could even go to 803. Like I've seen several that like they skirt the north bank of this lake, whatever that lake is. They'll go direct to plate and then they'll land. So that may be what we do. I think all this is for, like I said, I don't understand it, this setup, but I think this is for like sequencing purposes, right? I think so, but I've seen them go direct plate from like right here. So that's probably what we'll do. Let's bookmark this guy. This is, which one is this? I don't know what plate this is. What plate is this? I think it's this one right here. All right, and then the approach, we're doing the ILS runway 29. Okay, we'll give it a shot and see. It looks like we got to descend down to 7,100 feet. We might be able to pick it up from 9,000 feet at plate. We'll see. We've got the mountain right here, so 7119. Yeah, MSA is 9,900 and 11,700. Man, yeah, a lot of mountainous terrain, right? All right, we're at 240, and we're just now hitting up Rackham, so I think we can start our climb. Dude, that is not the right one that I pinned. I guess I didn't pin it. All right, there we go. Rackham at or below 250, and then we can climb after that. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and start our climb up to 340. I want to do something real fast. I want to try vertical speed mode. Let's see what this does. Get her speed up. 320. Let's let her climb. Let's see what she does. Kind of tricky climbing on vertical speed, right? Like you don't want to stall the airplane out. I mean, technically, I'd rather do this on like level change or profile or something, but I just want to see if she holds it, right? If she does what she's supposed to. It'd probably be better to test this in descent, honestly. Like, you don't have to worry about losing speed. Yeah, see, she's losing a little bit of speed. It seems like it's working. Like, at first glance, it seems like it's working. It's not resetting back to 0, so that's good. Let's go ahead and do profile mode. That's going to reduce the climb rate a lot. Like, it's like, what, 800 or 900 feet per minute. She looks beautiful, though, right? Like, look at that. Doesn't that look good? Mexico, such a cool place to fly in and out of. Like I said, we've done it. Man, she is... Well, she's trying to get her speed up, too. She's doing a profile mode speed, but... Yeah, cool place to fly. You just have to, like... You really have to kind of be on top of it, right? Like, the procedures are different. There's a lot of mountainous terrain, especially flying into Mexico City. Like the main airport, the old airport. That approach is pretty involved. We may have to do that sometime, except no cargo flights go to Mexico City anymore. I think it's just all passenger now. I think all the cargo stuff went to Santa Lucia. All right, she seems to be doing fine. Zoom all the way out. Oh, she may not be able to do flight level 340 before. Our top of climb and top of descent is literally going to be right here together, so we may have to amend our altitude. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll try 320 for now, see what that does. It gives us a little better cruise, right? Like, we'll reach top of climb right here, and then we have to start our descent over there, so just make sure we don't have any discontinuities. Everything looks good. Blade. Yeah, that's all good. All right, sweet. Well, like I said, beautiful day to fly, right? Too bad we didn't have some traffic down here, but even if we'd done it on VATSIM, there wouldn't have been anything to look at. Like, there's not much goes on down in Mexico in VATSIM, unfortunately. Yeah, not much happens down here. Let's pull up, we'll pull up Navigraph and I'll show you guys our route here. So this is basically our route, our full route, right? Between Santa Lucia and Guadalajara. So this is our departure procedure here in pink, our cruise at purple, and then our arrival in green here. And we need to get Sim Connect going so I can show you guys our location in real time. All right, there we go. Now our location's on the map. We're just now going by Ovago. That's why we're going through this turn right here. Very cool. Very cool flight. One that I've been eyeballing this for a long time. I really just have. All right, so we're at our cruise altitude. We amended it down to 32,000 feet. We're at 0.79 Mach, and I want us to go ahead and start looking at our arrival into Guadalajara to make sure this is all good. Aluvo is going to be 0.79 Mach. It's flight level 200. I think it's at or above flight level 200. We'll double check that in a second, but at least it's in there, which is the main thing that I wanted to know. So our descent to that is going to be correct. Top of descent is going to be, let's see. Looks like about 90 miles, give or take, 80 miles, something like that. And we need to look at our ILS into Guadalajara. This is going to be 111.3. Let's go ahead and dial that in. 111.3. There we go. And the course is 288, right? 288. All right, that looks good. Go ahead and get that dialed in. We'll hit shift so it'll go a little faster at least. We're going the other way. I went the long way, Spur. All right, there we go. 280. 288. All right, that is good. Our arrival. Let's see what the wind looks like there. What's our decision height as well too? 5310. 300 feet. Let's put in 5310. And a wind correction is going to be... Oh, no wind correction. Okay, so VAP is going to be 137. Nice. All right. I think we're good with that. We'll do a 30-40, slats 30, flaps 40. landing. I've never done anything other than that in this plane. Like, I guess you could do a 1520 if you wanted to, but you can actually do a slats only takeoff in this plane as well too, but I've never done that. All right, go back to flight plan. All right, sweet. So I think we've got all that taken care of. Landing elevation is 5,000 feet. Go back to arrival one last time, double check it, make sure everything looks good on that. Luvo 1B, there it is. All right, that's the one we need to pin. All right, so Luvo at or above 200, GL 802 at 14,000. So we'll descend down to 14,000 feet, then we'll fly around the arc here, and probably at 803 we'll just go direct to Blade and descend down to 9,000 feet. That's a hard number, is 9,000, not above, not below, 9,000 exactly, and then we'll start getting ready to pick up the ILS into Guadalajara. 9,000 feet, like Blade at 9,000 feet only puts you about 4,000 feet above the ground. I mean, honestly, like you're right there at it. That's crazy. Like, these high altitude airports just kind of blow my mind. It's not something I'm used to. We do have a mountain over here to the left of Guadalajara. It's 9,702 feet. Looks like most of our terrain is going to be to the south of the airport. Let's go to our... let's see, where's our ILS? There we go. Missed approach, climb outbound via GDL VOR 288 to the 8 DME, and then turn right within 10 nautical miles to GDL VOR at minimum holding altitude. So you climb out, you turn, and then you hold over GDL itself. It doesn't... what is the altitude supposed to be on that? Transition flight level is 19.5. Okay, so it is a little different. Transition altitude is 18.5. Like, I don't understand it. So yeah, that doesn't make sense to me, but we'll go with it. We'll put something in around that around that altitude. Like I said, I feel like I need to train. I need to train and get qualified to fly down in Mexico, because it really is just kind of foreign to me. All right, so we should be coming up pretty close to our top of descent. Not too far out. About 40 miles. Yeah, we got about 40 miles. Beautiful weather, though. Man, the weather just looks absolutely amazing, right? Plenty of screenshots. I need to set up some views for this airplane, or you know, at first I never did really consider it, because it is like a cargo plane, right? Like, there's not... I mean, you could do a wing view if you wanted, but there's not technically a window there, I don't think. There might be a window there, actually. Yeah, it's got the one window there. Everything else is blanked out. So we could. It's just, you know, in a cargo plane, you don't really think about that stuff, right? At least I haven't. Either I need to set some up, or I need to download some for it, maybe. A little, like, I guess that's like a little volcano, right? Yeah, these are volcanoes. That is so cool. Look at that. Like, they're little tiny volcanoes, right? They have to be. I don't know what else those could be. I know there's volcanoes around here. In the other videos I've done, people have commented about, like, some of the people that lived in this area commented, yeah, look at this. Like, that, those have to be volcanoes. There's no way, right? I think there's some pretty big ones around here. That is way cool. I love this airline. I wish they flew to more locations. Just a lot of their flights are longer. Like, we could go from Guadalajara to LAX, but that's like a 3 or 4 hour flight. Spur just really doesn't have the time to do a 3 or 4 hour flight. That's why I love this airplane. Is because you can do a ton of little short hops in it, right? Like 30, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 minute flights. All right, so since she's coming up to our top of descent, let's go ahead and let's take this down to... We'll do 20 for now. Let's arm profile descent. So we'll do that by pulling down. Nope, that didn't do it. No, 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 no. No, no, no. That is not what we needed. Ah, come on. Why you do that? It's supposed to arm it. It's supposed to arm profile descent. Why did it not arm profile descent? I could have swore maybe it's going up. Arms it? That should have armed it. I don't understand why it didn't do that. All right, let's climb back up to well, I mean, we're already okay. I guess she started descending because we already had hit it, right? Yeah, never mind. Let's go ahead and do it. This plane is like, make up your damn mind, Spur. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do, dude? I guess we were up on it a lot closer than I thought we were. I could have swore we had like another 10 or 20 miles on it, but maybe not. All right, she started her descent. Yeah, we're only about 20 miles out of Uluvo. Yeah, this isn't working out. Something's not working out with this descent, so we got to do this manually. That's fine. We can test this out and see how it does. Let's get some speed brake out. We're kind of like, we're way closer to it than what I thought. I don't know how that got mixed up, but yeah, we're way closer to it than I thought we were. Like, we're gonna have to dive bomb this thing up in there. It said at or above, so that's the good thing about it, right? It said at or above for that. Let's go back to our pinned. I swore it said at or above. Yeah, at or above. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room on that, right? Like, we got a little bit, but that's the good thing about the A300, and I don't know if this is like true to life or what, but you can kind of dive bomb this thing if you have to, right? Like, it's not like the PMDG 737, which just does not. This seems like it does not want to slow down whatsoever. Yeah, this is kind of an extreme. It's kind of an extreme descent. The packages aren't going to complain though. They don't care. Man, this trip went by really fast. Like, I can't believe how quick it went by. Let's keep going with it. Yeah, we're going to miss Uluvo by a little bit, but it won't be a whole lot. We're still 10 out. We can lose a little altitude by the time. Unfortunately, we got to lessen our descent just a little bit here. So 5:30, we're supposed to hit it. Wait a minute. Yeah, 5:30 is fine. We don't have an altitude constraint assigned to that, but we do have to hit 802 at 14,000 feet, and that's going to be roughly 20 miles away. So we need to keep this descent going, which it looks like it's... Well, no, I take that back. Let's go ahead and keep descending. Let's take her down to 14. Yeah, that's not going to have its own profile for that at all. At least vertical speed is working, so that's good. That's always a plus, right? Roll the speed back. That's the thing about these arrivals in Mexico. It seems like they're so fast paced. Like, there's no breathing room in these things. Like, they're so fast paced. You're just getting hammered with one thing after another, right? It looks like we're on track to hit the 14. So yeah, the plane is trying to do what it's supposed to do in profile, and Spur is like completely jacking it up. The plane is probably upset with me. Like, it tried to climb out at 230 knots, and I was like, nope, speed up, and then, like, it tried to immediately descend. I thought we had a little bit of room on that. I really did. I thought we had a little bit of room. All right, what is our altimeter going to be for Guadalajara? Yeah, we're going to do some more flying down here. I want to figure this out. 8 statute miles. Visibility. What is SKC? I've never seen that before. What does that mean? 30.29 is our altimeter. Okay, do we have any speed constraints or anything with this? 30.29, we got to remember that. 14,000 feet, okay. There we go, let's go. $30.29. There we go. It's still sending at 29 or 9 or 2. $30.29. Then we get 30.29 on this one. Jacking our descent up. At least she slowed down, so this plane slows down really easy. That's a good thing about it. Look at that, we're here already. Here's the big lake, right? The big lake we're supposed to skirt around. So I think if let's look at our arrival again. I was saying, I think from GL 803 we'll just go straight to Played from there. I think that would be good. So we're leveling out. We almost hit that constraint. Like, we were off from the get-go. So you pretty much have to hit a Luvo at 200 and 8310. All right, let's get our direct 2 up just in case, so we'll be ready for that. We'll go direct to Played in just a second. And I kind of think we need to start slowing down. Like, we need to use this time to slow down. Because I feel like this is going to go by really fast, like super fast once we start getting into it. It doesn't have a speed constraint. I don't see one on here, and it doesn't have anything in the text. Yeah, that goofs me up. Transition level at 19.5, so that's our transition altitude. Someone explain that to me. If you guys know, if you're familiar with flying in Mexico, let me know. It's like, once you get out of the United States, I'm at a complete and total loss. Like, it really messes you up in Europe. Like, everything is different in Europe. It's like, from country to country, they're all different. All right, we're coming up to GL 803. Let's go direct to Played. Insert. Let's descend to 9,000. Let's do... There we go. Let's go ahead and slow up. I'm glad the VS mode is fixed. That's really good. So even at 3,000 feet per minute, like, I don't think we need that. We should be able to get away with like 22. Yeah, we're a ways from Played, so yeah, we could do a lot less than this. We could do like 18 maybe. See, that's why I love VS mode. You can kind of play around with your descent a little bit, right? And kind of nail what you're wanting to do. Get some speed breakout. Nice. Okay. So far, so good. We definitely got some train in here. I remember this. We have flown into Guadalajara before, so I definitely remember the train. Guadalajara should be like straight ahead here. Just about. We can lessen our descent a lot more. Yeah, so far so good. She's navigating well. She's doing LNAV just fine. VS mode is working. Like, that's good. I don't ask for a whole lot in payware aircraft, honestly. Like, you just have the whole debate, study level versus, like, you know, an airplane that's kind of well, is just not study level, right? And for me, for a plane, what makes me happy is a good autopilot, a plane that flies well. It doesn't matter to me if this thing flies like an A300 exactly or not, because I'm never going to know what a real life A300 flies like. And it's hard to, like I said, there's so many variables as far as your controller, your settings, you know, your sensitivities. Like, how can you nail it exactly dead on? So all I need is a plane that, in my mind, flies like an A300 would. It just needs to feel heavy, right? Like, it doesn't need to be anything else other than just feeling like it has some weight and mass to it. And I'm happy, you know. It needs to have a good autopilot. You know, I think that's imperative. It's got to have LNAV, at a minimum, good LNAV, heading, altitude, hold, airspeed, and definitely VS mode. Like, it's got to have those. It doesn't even have to have like VNAV and profile. I mean, really, you can get by without that. You don't have to have that, but it needs the basics, right? As far as all the systems, honestly, I don't really care, you know. I mean, if it does, great, I'm fine with that. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. And the thing about like studied level aircraft is that it increases the production times, the development times for the aircraft immensely, right? Like, it takes them so much time to get a good airplane out. So it's a trade-off, right? Like, you're getting a study level aircraft, but at the rate and the amount of time and money it takes them to do it, you're getting a lot less aircraft. So that's the trade-off, right? Like, sometimes I would rather have a decent airplane that's not study level, that flies good, that has a good autopilot and all that. And I would rather have more, right? Like, more airplanes. But that's just me. Everyone's different, right? Everyone has a different opinion on it. It's like the Flaming Cliffs aircraft in DCS. I don't really have a problem with them. I think they're fine. They do. I like the study level aircraft. They're cool to fly and to do something with, but I don't have to have it, right? All right, so we're coming up on Played. We haven't picked up the ILS yet. We have Played. I was looking to see if we had any other constraints. I was kind of wondering if you could pick up the ILS from Played. We still got a few miles from it, but... All right, I think we need to slow down some more. Go ahead and do 210. Get the slats out. All right, slats out. He breaks in. Don't know ILS yet. See, yeah, this mountain right here kind of is like, no, we can't descend yet. No, we can't descend yet, man. It's really hazy, right? I guess that's what SKW, like, usually I know METAR pretty good, but the SKW's kind of got me tripped up a little bit. I'll have to look that up. It's one I don't see a lot. All right, it looks like we've picked up the localizer. We're 16 outs. We're not getting the... we're not getting a... there it is. Glide slope. There we go. All right. Let's go land. Go ahead and pull our speed back. Get some flaps out. Go flaps 15. We'll slow her up. We'll do 170. Yeah, I can't. The field's not in sight. It's really hazy here, too. That's either fog or haze, one of the two. All right, she's a little above the glide slope. Let's watch this because, like I said, there was an update. You never know what's going to change, right? Like, just a little above. Let's get some speed brakes. She's not wanting to slow up now. See if we can get her back on track. Usually it's been really rock solid on holding the ILS. She just does not want to slow up, right? VAP's 137. We're at the just now the 10 DME. It's weird. Every once in a while, I've seen this plane in instances where it doesn't want to slow down. It's the oddest thing. Like, I bragged on it, and I said, yeah, she slows down great. But everyone, and it's usually in this situation, like when you're on final, and you're trying to slow her down to approach speed, it doesn't seem like it wants to. All right, everything looks good. All right, we're 2,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get gear down. Roll speed back. All right, auto brake to low. Speed brake armed. Some more flaps out. Now she's slowing up. All right, sweet. Yeah, field's still not in sight. She looks really sweet though, right? Man, she looks so good. It's such a good looking airplane. It really just is. All right, 5 DME. It says, yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see the field anywhere. Where is the field at? No clue, guys. Look at Navigraph over here, see what it looks like. There it is. All right, I got it in sight. Nice, right? There, you can barely see it, man. You can barely see it. Holy cow. Yeah, that haze right on the ground or smog or whatever it is. There it is right there. Now you can see the runway. Nice. There's no lead-in light. Like, they need some runway lights on for this, man. All right, let's go ahead and take it, make it my airplane. Get my view down just a little bit here. There we go. All right, let's see how she does. I have no clue how she flies on approach after the update. I would assume the same, but you never know, right? You never know. So far, she seems okay. All right, we got 2 white, 2 red, looking good on that. 400 feet, auto brake low, spoilers armed. Looking good so far. Hopefully, I can flare this thing worth a damn this time. I haven't been that great at flaring this plane here lately. All right, a little bit high. There we go, back on it. There you go, power out.
10, 9.
Nice, not bad, not bad. I'll take that. I'll take that all day, every day. Heck yeah. All right, reverser's out. Welcome to Guadalajara, guys. That was a nice flight. That was a quick flight. Like, it kind of amazes me how fast that went by. Like, through 60 knots. Let's get that out. Let's get the auto brakes. Now, we need to figure out where we need to go. I have no clue where we're going. Let's get flaps up. Yeah, where are we going? Where are we going on this thing? We're going to have to hold tight for a second. I hate I hate holding on the runway, but I have no clue where we're going. I don't know where the cargo ramp's at. I don't know, guys. We got to go to the right. Like, that's the only choice we got is to the right or nothing. So that's what we'll do. There's view up a little bit so we can taxi a little better here. Yeah, that was really nice. Autopilot did exactly what I wanted it to. Like, it was trying to do things that I wouldn't let it do, which was absolutely my fault, right? Yeah, that was absolutely my fault. Like, she wanted to climb out at 230 knots because I missed that constraint. And that's it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, she did everything. VS mode worked really nice. I haven't seen any quirks or anything with the airplane, so I think she's good. I think she's good now, guys. I really do. I think she's good. That was a really enjoyable flight. I like that. All right, let's hold right here for a second. Hop back in. Strobe lights off, landing lights off. Go to taxi. Wing lights we don't need. APU on. APU starts. That looks good. Let's do disarm the spoilers. Flaps are in. We never did go to TARA, so we're good on that. We'll keep it on transponder. I think everything else is good. All right, let's go ahead and taxi. I really need to figure out where the ramp's at. Actually, let's do that real fast. Let's go back. Yeah, I have zero clue where cargo's at. I guess we'll go down here maybe. But it looks like maybe down there. I don't know. This is the passenger terminal. Yeah, passenger terminal. Maybe cargo there. It could be there. It could be here. It could be like, who knows, right? I think this looks like GA hangars right there. So yeah, we'll go somewhere down there. We'll find a spot to park. I can assure you that we will find a spot. Default scenery, of course. If you want to fly out of Santa Lucia, you got to find the freeware scenery for it because they're like Microsoft is not correct at all. It's like the old Air Force Base. I guess we'll just pull it straight ahead. We'll just go right there. Like, that's okay. Yeah, that's not part of the passenger terminal, so I think we'd be good right here. So from Guadalajara, they can either fly back to Santa Lucia, Mexico City, or they can go to LAX is some of the flights that I've seen. LAX is like 3.5, 4 hours. I think it's a good ways. Like, that's a long haul. Just a little bit more of a time investment than what Spur has, right? Like, I don't have a lot of time to make those kind of flights. It's been kind of a busy week. My youngest daughter's been homesick with COVID. She had coronavirus. She was really sick for like several days since last Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. She went back to school today, which is Thursday, right? So she had a good week where she ran like 101 fever. Like, it was constant the whole time. Like, she was really sick. That's about the sickest any of my kids have ever been with COVID. Like, it was crazy. She had really bad ear infection, bad earache. It got an infection in her eye, which I didn't know. They said that's common for kids with COVID nowadays for some reason, is get that infection in their eye. I had no clue, right? So anyway, she's doing better. So hopefully we can kind of get back on our usual thing. All right, let's set the parking brake. And let's kill the engines. 2 and 1. 2 and 1 is good. Let's do transponder off. Nice, that's good. Let's do all our lights off. Get that wing off. What is our RPM at? Go 10% into, so I think we can go ahead and turn the beacon off now. That's good. Let's do seat belts off as well. Everything else seems to be good for now. Let's do ground equipment. Toggle chocks. Let's do stairs. We'll do right stairs as well. Let's do the ground power units. And let's disarm all the doors. Get all the doors open. Let's check it out. Let's clear you out. Sweet, that's looking good. Let's go ahead and get ground power going. External power on. And APU bleed off. APU master off. That is good. We'll get strobes off now. And we'll leave nav logo on since we are still on the aircraft. That's looking good. There was something else I was wanting to do too, and I can't remember. Oh yeah, release parking brake since we got our chocks now. All right, guys, I think we're good to go. What a good looking airplane, right? Man, this thing is so much fun. I'm telling you right now, I love this airplane. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out immensely. Love all you guys, and we'll catch you out there again. Peace. No, big cat, no. Oh, no. No, kitty. Oh, that's a MiG. That's a MiG over his head. Okay. It's the weirdest day ever. Oh, no. He just fell. He just